we go. All right, so we're continuing on in our series, our empowerment series. So we've gone through grounding, we went through energy. This week is going to be courage. So the idea of courage isn't no fear, it's that willingness to try something new or to face that fear, right? To just kind of go forward. So that's what we're going to kind of focus on in our practice today. So we will be doing a little bit of back bending, or I like to call it chest lifting. It sounds a little better that way, right? So chest lifting, just getting some extension in the spine and some balance. So know that you might want to be near your wall at time from time to time today. So just take that chance to do that, but just give it a try. That's all we're asking, right? That's what courage is, just giving everything a try. If it doesn't work, then you go into a variation or something that feels right. All right. Okay. So with all that being said, little catch up on everything. Breathing in and out through the nose, breathing through the belly, rise and follow the belly with each inhale, with each exhale. Okay. So focus on that. Don't do anything that hurts. If it feels bad, get out. And you know the difference. I'm not talking about that little gentle tug that you might feel on the muscles or whatever. You can push yourself that way, but you know if it doesn't feel right to come on out. All right. So let's get started in crocodile pose. We're going to start on our stomachs, lying down. Stack your forearms one on top of the other and rest your forehead on your forearms. Take time to make those little adjustments to your legs and hips, right? So do you want your legs together, feet turned out or closer together? Do you want your legs apart, feet turned outward? Kind of depends on how it feels in your hips. So just play around with it, wiggle around, fit yourself into the pose, and then close your eyes. So we've already noted that courage doesn't mean no fear, but it's that willingness to face our fears. So as you settle into this pose and tune into your natural flow of breath, you'll know that yoga builds courage by exposing you to where you're strong and not so strong, right? So it kind of exposes those areas, right? And I hate to say weaknesses, but maybe areas that aren't so strong. But once you expose these areas, you know yourself, you know those areas of tightness or those areas that aren't quite as strong, you can choose to use that as a gift to yourself. Because then you can allow yourself or choose to go to places that might scare you, and those places are usually the places that we really need to go, that need strengthening, right? It's those things that we avoid that we probably need the most. So you get to know that in yoga. So you can begin to strengthen where you need it, physically, mentally, emotionally. If you're one of those people, so we're not just talking physical things. If you're one of those people that your mind is kind of all over the place, right? Busy, mind is always thinking. You can use this to slow down the mind. Focus on one thing, which is your breath. So your yoga practice can be customized to each of your own individual edge. It's beckoning you to your own individual edge. Let these limitations that you find, they can be doorways. So in today's practice, let's open that door, kind of go through it a little bit. Begin to tune into those 3 anchors of mindfulness. You've already been kind of in touch with your breath a little bit, so maybe check in with your body. That means physically, your levels of energy. Just notice. How about your mind? What's the quality of your thoughts, your emotional state right now? Are you stressed and wired, or are you pretty peaceful? Just notice. And then finally, use your breath to help those areas that need it. Let your full breath bring energy, the rhythm of your breath bring calmness. For any areas that feel tight or stuck physically, breathe in openness and space and exhale. tension. And after taking care of yourself, begin to move into your controlled yoga breathing. Inhale more deeply. Fill your lungs. Feel your belly press into the floor with every inhale and draw away with every exhale. Let that full breath become even. So if that means you're going to count 3, 2, 1 on your exhale, inhale for that same count. 3, 2, 1. And then finally, when that full breath becomes deep and even, smooth it out. Each breath flows right into the next. Inhale to exhale. Exhale to inhale again and again. All right, that's your breath. You're going to stay with that through your practice, right? The leader of our practice. All the time, every day, it's the breath. All right, so let's start to bring some movement to our bodies. So let's bend our knees. Start to point and flex your feet a little bit. Circle ankles, get those cracks and kinks out. Then begin to windshield wiper the feet side to side. So let's get into that low back a little bit. All right, let's lay those feet back to the floor. Slide your right arm out to the side, palm facing down. So make sure it's right out from your shoulder. Try not to angle it up in a diagonal. Have it right out to the side as though you want to touch that opposite wall. And then roll onto your right side. Use your left hand to sort of press you as far onto your right side as you can go, as far as the shoulder will allow. You can rest here with your feet stacked, or maybe you want to open up that hip a little bit. If that's the case for you, lift that left leg, bend the knee, and see if you can touch the toes to the floor behind you. Feel your hip open up. All right, let's come back to center. Take it to the other side, left arm out. Move my blocks a little bit. All right, palm flat to the floor, press onto that left side. Know that the sides might be different. You might have a little bit more movement in one side or the other. Once you're on that left side, bend the right knee if you want, or stack the legs. Drop the toes behind if you want that little hip opener. All right, let's come back onto the stomach. And we're going to press up to Sphinx pose. So let's take a gentle Sphinx here, right? We're just going to let the pose bring some extension to the spine gently, right? We're just warming up right at the moment. So rest your elbows beneath your shoulders. Press your toenails into the floor, into the mat, right? So legs are a bit active. Little press of the pubic bone into the floor. Extend out through the crown of your head. Just sort of hang out here. We're not really adding any extra resistance. Just let the pose do its thing. Close your eyes and breathe. Now let's drop the chin toward the chest. Let the weight of your head stretch out the back of your neck. Feel it sort of stretch across the shoulders and upper back a little bit. Now add a little bit of movement. So imagine you're nodding your head forward and back. Yes and no. Not really imagining. We're actually doing, right? Nod the head. Yes and no. Movement forward and back. As big or small as you like. All right. Now rest the head for a moment. Let it hang. Then start to nod no. Side to side a little bit, right? All right, let's lower down and rest a cheek to the floor. Arms come alongside you. Give yourself a moment. Soften through the neck, upper back and shoulders. All right, let's return to our forearms. Back to Sphinx pose. Now we're going to make it more active. We're going to make it very active. So this is going to be a challenge. It's going to be a lot of strengthening for the core. So spread your fingers, press the tops of the feet into the floor, firm up your legs, press your pubic bone into the floor. Now we're going to turn on the abs. So think hips to low ribs to hips. Now I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me a little better. On the exhale breath, it's going to be almost like that cat movement. So we're going to drag the elbows back, pull the belly in, the navel in toward the spine, press through your forearms and tuck your chin. So see my hips are lifted. Should take a lot of strength to do this. Then inhale, see if you can control, lower the hips, come up, pull the elbows back and stretch the chest. Exhale, round, press in through those forearms, pull up those hips, chin tucked, inhale, lower, draw back, open the chest. So continue this movement on your own for a moment, using your breath. Now, even if you can't really even get the hips off the floor, when you engage, you're still building that strength. You're strengthening those muscles. So don't worry if the hips don't come super high off the ground. That's okay. Know that every little movement, when you contract those muscles, you're building the strength. Beautiful. Move with your breath. Yes. All right. Now we're going to do one more. So this time when you're all pulled in, right? You're pushing through the floor. You're in that cat variation. Hold it there. Navel to the spine, chin to the chest. Push the floor away. Now see if you can find your deep breath behind those contracted abdominal muscles. See if you can keep them contracted, but still try to breathe deep. Breathe underneath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let it go. Let's hold that active Sphinx. Pull those elbows back. Press the chest forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's rest the opposite cheek to the floor. Arms come alongside. Take a moment here. Rest and reset. All right, now from here, we're going to move into working our downward dog, or you can come into tabletop. So remember, downward dog or tabletop. So from here, place your hands right alongside your chest. Elbows are up, hugging them in close to the ribs. If you're going to go into downward dog, roll your toes under, kneecaps lift off the floor, press the floor away to plank. Send the sit bones high to downward dog, but bend your knees, come up high on your toes. If you come back to tabletop, you're on hands and knees, stacking your wrists beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. So now let's begin to settle into the pose. So either one, grip the mat with your fingertips, your knuckles at the base of your fingers, the palms and heels of your hands. In downward dog, we're going to press into that. Activate your upper arms, the back of your upper arms, right? Send your sit bones high. Then begin to pedal your feet. Tabletops, you're gripping the floor, pressing back with your hands, lengthening one leg. Press that heel back. So you're on the ball of the foot. Switch sides. Press the other leg back into the ball of the foot. Push into your hands. Get some activity going on in the backs of those arms too. Even in tabletop, you can get that muscle active. Continue to pedal or alternate legs. Yes. Some length in the back side of the body. All right. If you're in your downward dogs, let's prepare to release both heels toward the floor. Tabletops, continue what you're doing. If you're in downward dog, let's see if we can activate those backs of the arms a little bit more. See if you can soften your shoulder blades down and in toward the spine a bit. Press your sit bones high and imagine you're pressing everything back into the heels. Your chest is trying to touch your thighs, right? Gazing between the feet. Beautiful. Let's breathe here. Whatever variation you're in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's gaze to the top of the mat. Take a step up with one foot, then the other. Ragdoll pose. So from tabletop or downward dog, we're stepping up. Choose your variation of ragdoll pose today. So what do you need? Do you need to get into your low back? Grab a hold of those biceps, sway side to side. What about the shoulders? If the shoulders are tight, swing the arms, circle them. Maybe the head or neck, we got into that a little bit. See what you need there. Maybe that needs some attention. You want to adjust this pose to whatever it is that you need. All right, now on your next exhale, knees stay bent. We're going to roll up the spine. One vertebrae at a time with the knees bent. Once you're upright, let's come into our mountain pose. So feet hips width, toes at 12 o'clock. Lift them and spread them, lower them back to the floor. All right, now let's spiral inward through the inner thigh, ankle bone. Soften your knees. Neutral pelvis. Hips to ribs, ribs to hips. Grow your spine. Shoulders back, shoulder blades down and in. Turn your palms forward. Lengthen up through the back of your neck. Let the crown of your head reach upward toward the ceiling a little bit more. Then close your eyes. Resting and resetting again here with your breath, your body, your mind. All right, let's take a big inhale. Arms come high. Turn on your abs and lift your chest. So we're already starting with that little bit of back bending, right? What you should be feeling is that extension in the middle and upper back, right? Not so much the low back. If you're feeling it in the low back, hips to ribs a little bit more. Ground down evenly through your feet. Keep breathing. All right, now on the next inhale breath, come upright. Then exhale, fold. Long, flat back. Inhale, rise, lead with your shoulders, upper back, your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold. So continue to move with your breath here. This is where we're kind of connecting breath and movement, right? This is a pretty basic movement. And it's allowing you to kind of tune into your breath and your body. Just warming that up so we can do it through more challenging poses as well. Very nice. Everybody looks great. Now, the next time you fold, let's hang out in our forward fold. So we're going to hang out in Uttanasana. You can rest your hands to the floor. Maybe it's just the fingertips. Maybe you can rest the whole hand. Maybe you like to use one of your props, your block, your books, whatever. Dialing it in at one level or the other, right? 1, 2, or 3. Then even out the weight in your feet front to back. So as much weight in the toes as you have in the heels, and as much weight in the heels as you have in the toes. As you inhale, feel your breath expand up through the backs of your legs, pressing your sit bones toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, feel that breath lengthen down the spine, bringing your chest and belly closer to the thighs. Just resting here in your breath. Feeling the stretch through the backs of your legs, your glutes. Notice how you feel in the low back, that little stretch there. The large muscles of your back. Now let's inhale, rise. All the way back up. Beautiful. Exhale, hands to hips. So now we're going to do a movement here. We're going to go right into balance. And I'm going to let you know ahead of time, today's practice is a challenge. So get that mindset and you know you can do it, right? All right. So the first thing we're going to do is some knee lifts with arm punches. So let's start first by bringing the right knee up, punch out with your left arm, right? That right fist is at the hip. Then switch. Then switch. So opposite arm and knee. Punching out with one as the knee lifts. Just working at your own pace. Getting the cardio going a little bit, right? Heart rates can come up. That's okay. Yeah, got this. Keep it going. Remember, we're bringing the thigh to the chest, not the chest to the thigh. All right, now I want you to start pre-planning. What we're going to do is we're going to try to find the balance. So the next time you lift the right leg, hold. Oops, I'm on the wrong side. So that right fist is pulling back, left fist pressing forward. Focal point and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now continue. See if you can coordinate that movement again. It might take some thought. That's okay. We're working the mind too. All right, now let's see if I can get it right this time. When you're ready, catch the left knee. So left knee up, right hand out. Pull that left fist back into the hip. Ground down through your right foot. Remember to breathe for 5, 4, 3, you got this, 2, 1, let it go. Nice. Step your feet wider apart, wider than hips width. And let's do some hip circles. Let's get all the tension out of those hips and legs. Other way. All right, come to the top of your mat if you're not already there. We'll bring our hands to heart. So we're going to run through our Sun A and Sun B. Since we already have the heart rate up a little bit anyway, right? Let's take a big inhale. Press down through your feet, abs on, lift your chest. Exhale, fold, long flat back. Forward fold, you've already been here, so you can settle right into it. Now inhale, slide your hands halfway, above or below the knee. Press into your hands. Press your tailbone back, your crown forward. Now activate that upper back. Don't let it be slack. Draw those shoulder blades toward the spine. Exhale, lower down. Let's take a step back with our right foot, then our left to plank. Remember, knees up or down, spread those fingers. We're going to hold plank. So just like in downward dog or tabletop, grip the floor with your hands. Press your heels back if your knees are lifted. Turn your abs on, hips to ribs, ribs to hips. So in either variation, the shoulder blade should be pulling a part of it here. All right, next exhale, we're going to rock forward, either through knees or push up. Come down, see if you can graze the rib cage as you lower down to your stomach. Beautiful. Point your toes behind. On your inhale, lift your chest. So the chest lifts, the back of the neck stays long, so gaze right out in front of your mat a bit. See if you can lift your hands a half an inch off the floor. And then imagine you're pulling those elbows back toward your heels. Beautiful. Now exhale, lower down. Either take a child's pose, send the sit bones back, or roll your toes under, prepare. Exhale, plank to down dog. From child's pose, you can come up to tabletop. We'll all gaze to the top of the mat and take a step up with your right foot, then your left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Very nice. Exhale, hands to heart. Breath in. Exhale it all out your mouth. Breath in and out. Very nice. Let's take the other side. One movement, one breath. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower. This time, inhale, left foot back. Then your right. Find your plank pose. Make it strong. Exhale, rock forward, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra. Hover. Exhale, lower. Now, child's pose or prepare. Exhale, plank to down dog. Inhale, gaze forward from tabletop or down dog. Take a step up. Left foot, then right. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Big breath in. Let it go. Breath in. And out. All right, let's begin. Sun B. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower. Inhale, sit bones down and back, arms alongside the ears. Sit back like you're sitting in a chair, right? Arms can reach or come to heart. Now let's take a moment. Make sure the knees are directing out from the hips. You can see and wiggle your toes. Tuck your tail, lift your gaze in your chest. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back, right foot. Lower down to the knee. So let's take this kneeling lunge. Make sure that front knee is stacked over the ankle. Take your arms high, tuck your tail, sink your hips. See if you can lengthen your spine out of the pelvis a bit. Maybe turn on your abs and lift your chest. Exhale, lower. Beautiful. Take a step back to plank. All right, we've been here, so let's just rock forward and lower down. Now on your inhale, you can come into your baby cobra or press into your hands to full cobra. Firm belly, shoulders back. Yes. How's the weight in your index finger? You pressing into that? Exhale, lower down. Now take a child's pose or push the floor away, plank to down dog. All right, child's pose, take a tabletop. Downward dogs and tabletops. We're all gonna send that right leg high. So three-legged dog or three-legged table. Bend the right knee. Stack that right hip over the left. So you're opening up your hip to that right wall. See if you can press a little more firmly into your hands and reach in downward dog that left heel toward the floor and take the thigh a little higher. All right, let's realign the hips. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, step that right foot up, lower down to the left knee. Beautiful. Tuck your tail, sink your hips, arms come high. Get that length in the spine first, then decide if you want that little back extension. Firm belly, high chest. Exhale, lower. Now let's prepare to step up. So off of that back knee, push off of that left foot. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Very nice. Big breath in. Let it go. Big breath in. Let it go. All right, let's take the left side. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower. Inhale, chair. You know where to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower. Let's take a step back with that left foot, lower down to the left knee. Tuck the tail, sink the hips. Inhale. Adding that chest lift if you like. Exhale, lower. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, rock and lower down. Inhale, choose your cobra. Exhale, lower. Child's pose or inhale, prepare. Exhale, plank to down dog. All right, now child's pose. Take a tabletop and then we'll all lift that left leg. Three-legged dog or table. Now bend the left knee, stack that left hip over the right, open up that hip now to the left wall. Realign your hips, hold for the exhale, inhale, step up, lower down to the knee. Tuck the tail, sink the hips, arms high. Beautiful. Chest lift maybe. Exhale, lower. Prepare to step up on the inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Breath in. And out. Breath in. And out. All right. One more time, each side, one movement, one breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale halfway. Exhale, lower. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot. Exhale to the knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Child's pose or prepare. Exhale, plank to down dog. Inhale, right leg high from downward dog or tabletop. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, right foot up, down to the left knee. Inhale, chest lift. Exhale. Inhale, prepare and step up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Breath in and out. Breath in and out. Here we go. Last side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Pull that belly in. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale to the knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, plank. Exhale to the stomach. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Child's pose. Plank to down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, step up. Lower down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. All right, time for that break. Turn inward a little bit. Hands at heart or at your sides. Close your eyes. Reconnect. How do you feel now? Any different from when we started? You're noticing these things, little changes in the body. Okay, blink your eyes open. All right, so those of you that have taken my classes before, we're going to do our little walk that we like to do along the side edge of the mat. So come back to the back edge of your mat, off to the side. Make sure nothing's in your way that could make you stumble. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to find a focal point out on the floor in front. So try not to look at your feet. Hands can be at your hips, at your sides, if you want them out to the sides, whatever feels better for you. So find that focal point, not your feet, out in front. We're going to heel toe walk to the top of the mat. So maybe count how many steps it takes you. Heel toe. Once you get to the top of your mat, we're going to toe heel walk back, keeping your eye on your focal point. So great for balance, great for the mind. All right, let's try one more. Forward. And then back. Okay, once you're at the back edge of your mat, give yourself a little shake. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try it again, this time with our eyes closed. All right? So you're going to try to find that inner focal point. So what you're doing here, you have the courage to at least give it a try. Now, if you're on carpeting, I'm going to warn you, it'll probably be a challenge. I know when I practiced it on my carpet, it's like totally different than when I do it on the solid floor. So know that. But just give it a try. Remember, it's a willingness to try. So when you're ready, Close your eyes. Heel toe. Remember, if you counted your steps, that's as far forward as you want to go. Ooh, already off. All right. I don't know how you guys did, but I did terrible. Again, the carpet, it was really, really tough. So if you are on a carpet, if you want to step off, we're going to do it one more time. If you want to go find solid floor to try it on, feel free to do that if you're on a carpet. It can help. So when you're ready, let's do it one more time. And if you do move off, you don't have to take your mat. Just count however many steps it took you. Begin when you're ready. When you're through, you can come to the top of your mat and take a mountain pose. All right. Yeah, that was not pretty. I found on the carpeting, if I went quicker, I did much better. I didn't allow myself that time to kind of wiggle into the carpet. So just know those things. Try it on solid floor. It's great practice. And carpet's that's probably where I need to practice. Now I know. See, I exposed that with myself. I cannot balance on a carpet. So I can work on that. It's what I need. All right. So now we're going to go through some more standing poses. So what we're going to do is we're going to take them step by step. All right. So we'll do one at a time, and we're just going to add on a little bit more of a challenge each time to our balance, to our strength, whatever. All right. So all I ask is that you try. If it doesn't work, find yourself a variation of the pose that works for you. All right. So we're going to start first, feet hips width apart. We're going to take a step back with the left foot to find a crescent lunge. So let's step that left foot back, come onto the ball of the foot. So I'm going to turn sideways. You can see that I'm on the ball of my foot and my heel's lifted. If you can find that balance with that, go there. All right, so make sure you have railroad track spacing between your feet, right? We're not on a tightrope. Let's pull right hip back, press the left hip forward. See if you can pull the back heel a little higher and press that back thigh toward the sky. Now let's lift the arms. Check in on that front knee. Is it stacked over the ankle? That's your stability there. Abs on. Lift your chest. Let's hold. Keep breathing. And release. Nice. Take a step up. Shake out your legs. All right, so now we have to do the other side. Feet hips width, step back left foot. So we're going to make the same adjustments. Come onto the ball of that foot, stack the front knee. Pull the left hip back, press the right hip forward. Think about that right thigh now, pressing up to the sky. Arms high. Abs on. Lift the chest. Release the hands. Take a step up. All right. Shake it out. So hip circles, knee lifts. While you do that, I'm going to demonstrate. So don't join me just yet. I'm going to demonstrate what we're going to do next. So the next step from our lunge is going to be that knee lift, fist to the hips. Inhale, lunge. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Okay, so you're trying to turn on your core. Use control. Find a focal point so you can feel as steady as you can here. All right, here we go. Feet hips width, step back left foot. Lunge, heel high, lift the arms. All right, find your focal point. Exhale, knee lift. Inhale back. Exhale, knee lift. Inhale back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now this time we're going to hold on the exhale. Exhale, hold. See if you can find the balance. For 5, keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Nice. Shake it out. Hip circles, whatever you need here again. All right, so far so good? Okay. Here we go. Now the left side. Take a step back, right foot. Make your adjustments. High heel, lift. All right, find your focal point. On your next exhale, pick that knee up. Inhale, place that foot back. Exhale, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. See if you can hold. And release. Ah, beautiful. Shake it out. Let's give ourselves a little break. Cross your arms. Bend your knees and just fold over those bent knees. Ragdoll pose, maybe sway. All right, next exhale, knees bent, roll up the spine. All right, so now I'm going to demonstrate our next addition. And I'm going to give you your options. So just watch. So we're in our lunge. We're going to exhale. Now what we're going to do is try to take an eagle pose. So we're going to cross the leg over, sending the sit bones back. See my toes? They're on the floor. It's kickstand. And then we'll take eagle arms. All right. If you don't want to work this, you can move into a chair pose and just work the arms if you like. All right. So those are your options. Ready? Thumbs up. All right. Love that courage. Let's take a step back with the left foot. Lunge. All right, here we go. Exhale, knee lift. So now either lower that foot to chair or cross it over. See if you can get that little kickstand. Once you have the toes to the floor here with the leg cross, press your sit bones back a little. Sink down. Yeah. Now take your arms wide. Let's exhale, cross. Left under, left. No, right under left. I want you to do arms. Took me a second there. Lift your elbows, press the forearms. Now that you're here, see if you can lift the toes off the floor. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Shake it out. Ha. Loosen it all up. All right. Now it's time for the other side. Focal point, feet hips width. So set posture, right? Take a step back, right foot. Crescent lunge. All right. Exhale, knee up. Inhale, cross it over. Send those sit bones back. Get that little cross. Press those sit bones down and back. Inhale, arms to the side. Exhale, cross left under right. Either palms together or hug. Lift those elbows, press out the forearms. Hold it here. Maybe see if you can lift those right toes off the floor just a bit for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on up. Beautiful. Let's go back into that ragdoll. Cross your arms, bend your knees, and fold. Sway, nice and gentle here. All right, next exhale, roll up the spine. All right, so it's watch time. There's more. One more step that we're gonna do. So just observe for a moment. Lunge, exhale, inhale. All right, then we're gonna take our next inhale, see if we can lift the leg and send it back. We're gonna work warrior three. So you can, if you can find the balance, go here. If you're not gonna work the balance, you can work that pendulum. Forward and down. Forward and down. So we're trying to get that stability. Focal point, give it a try. If it doesn't work, it's okay. Even if that foot comes at half an inch off the floor, doesn't matter, all right? Just see what you can do here. Find your focal point, left foot back, lunge. All right, exhale, knee. Inhale, cross and open your arms. Exhale, right under left, eagle arms or hug. Inhale, lift. Hold it here for the exhale. Now inhale, rise up with that left knee, and exhale, hinge. See if you can send it back. Find warrior three. You're like a T over that leg. So working the balance or the pendulum, hinge and lower, hinge and lower. Just going to take a peek here. Breathe. You got this. Nice. One more breath. Then step that foot back to your lunge. Arms high, hands to hips, and step up. All right. How are we doing? Good? Thumbs up? Got it? Everybody happy, smiling, feeling courageous? All right. That's what I like to see. Okay. So one last side. Take a step back with your right foot. Crescent lunge. All right, here we go. Exhale, knee up. Inhale, cross, arms out. Exhale, left under right, eagle or hug. Inhale, lift the elbows, press out the forearms. Hold for the exhale, maybe find the balance. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hinge. So holding or pendulum. Inhale, drop that back foot to the floor. Whoa, I lost the balance here. Inhale, rise. Lower the hands and step up. Excellent. Shake it out. All right, let's take one more ragdoll. Cross those arms, bend the knees, just hang. Let the weight of your body pull you forward. Just stretch out all those muscles. We're working so hard, right? All right, let's roll up the spine. Let's turn and face the long edge of the mat. We're going to open up. Let's all face the right edge maybe, so we're all going the same way, just in case I'm giving you directions one way or the other. The toes are going to point out. Let's take a star pose. On your exhale, Bend your knees, horse. Inhale, star. Exhale, horse. Inhale, star. Exhale, horse. Last one, inhale, star. Exhale, horse. We're going to hold it. Hold those horses, little tuck of the tail, abs on. Press those hands into one another. Inhale, star. Press out your heels. Exhale, hinge at your hip crease. Folding down here. Yeah. Grab a hold of the heels maybe, or rest your hands on the floor, maybe the block. Maybe you're pretty flexible and you can bring the forearms toward the floor. If that's the case for you, find your edge. Remember, it's all about finding our own personal edge here in our practice. Press into your hands now. Halfway lift. Then take your hands to your hips. Abs on. Rise all the way back up. Nice. Now let's turn the right toes out 90 degrees. Wedge the left. Bend your right knee and stack your knee over the ankle. Let's take a warrior two. Arms reach out, gazing over the right fingers. Yes. Turn on those glutes. Lengthen your spine out of the pelvis. Now let's pivot to the other side, warrior two. All right, press up, inhale back to star. So point those toes out, give your arms a little break. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do what's called either a sword breath or wood chopper. It kind of goes by both names. But what it is it's gonna release the tension as we exhale and either chop that wood or swing that sword, right? So we're kind of exhaling out all that tension, any fear, any negativity, any negative feelings, whatever it is. So that's the idea behind it. So toes point out, take your arms high, interlace your fingers. On your exhale breath, you're going to bend your knees, just like in horse, directing them over the toes. And you're going to swing that axe and exhale out the mouth. Inhale, press up, straighten your legs, reach up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one, exhale. Inhale, rise, release the hands. Nice. Now just pivot toward the top of your mat. Bend your knee, bring your hands down. Lower down to one knee, then the other. Take a child's pose of choice. So we've released all that tension, all that stress, fear, whatever it was. We've stretched and strengthened almost all the muscles here. So just settle into that. Notice what you're feeling. Enjoy it. All right, now, if you want to just roll up, I'm going to demonstrate what we're going to do because we have another challenge that we're going to do here. It's a plank challenge. So it's going to take a lot of core strength and arm strength. So you're going to decide if you want to be in your plank on your knees. So notice my knees are back. I still have my hips lined up with my shoulders. I'm pushing the floor away, or the knees lifted. The next step is going to be to lower to one arm, then the other, and then push up one arm and then the other. Takes a lot of strength, a lot of core stability. So you can decide to do that from your knees or with your knees lifted. We'll start first with the left arm coming down. So we'll work the left side down and up first, then we'll take a break and then we'll switch to the right. All right. So take your plank, whatever variation you want to try. And you might start with your knees lifted and then decide you don't want them, you want them down. So you choose. So come into that plank pose. All right. So let's begin. Left forearm, right forearm, left hand, right hand, left forearm, right forearm, left hand, right hand. Couple more. Down, up, up. This is the last one. Down, down. Let's hold it. Push the floor away with your forearms. For 5, abs on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop to those knees. Take a child's pose of choice. So just recover here. Should feel good. Should feel needed. All right, let's return back to our plank. You choose knees or toes. All right, so this time it's going to be that right arm coming down and up. All right, first. So right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Last one, right, left, and hold. And down. Nice. Child's pose. Let's take our arms alongside the legs this time. Soften your forehead toward the floor. Rest your shoulders, your upper back. Next exhale, roll up the spine. So we're going to come up high on the knees. We're going to work our camel pose, right? Our back bend. So if you have blocks, grab them. I'm going to turn backwards so we can all kind of work together here. Or maybe sideways. I kind of think sideways might be better. So I'm going to place the blocks. I have my toes. I'm on my toes. My heels are high. I'm going to rest the blocks next to my feet. So now my knees are directly under my hips. Let's take our hands, spread them out right across your low back. So use them to support, right? You don't have to be real lax here. Press into it. Give your back some support. First thing we're going to do on the exhale is just hinge back from the knee. So notice how my upper body, where I'm still straight, right? Turn on your abs and then press your hips and stack them back over the knees. So that should protect your low back. You're not overarching it. All right, if this feels good, you can stay here. If you want to go deeper, draw your shoulders back, shoulder blades in toward the spine, staple them, lift the chest, maybe lift your gaze. If this is good, stay here. If you can go deeper, take one hand to your block, then the other. If you're still good, you want to grab those heels, you could go there. As long as those hips stay over the knees. Take your gaze up. You can even take it back. Now to come out, hands to the low back. Press up. Send the sit bones back. Baby pose here. Arms alongside the legs. Counter the flexion or extension with the flexion. All right, next exhale, roll up your spine. All right, we're gonna come on to our seats. If you like your straps, we're gonna take a forward fold. So legs out in front. Straps can be rested here by your feet if you like it. So we're gonna lengthen up, pulling those toes back. Remember, grounding down through the sit bones, through the backs of the legs, lift your arms high. On your exhale, we're gonna start to hinge. So you're only coming as far forward as you can with your spine staying long. If it starts to round, you wanna stop there. That's when you wanna soften your head and lower your arms, even if it's a half an inch. Come down as far as you can with that long spine and then soften. If you wanna use that strap, you're just grabbing onto the strap and kind of pulling back a little bit with your hands, right? That can lower you a little bit more. I find when I use these props that I get a little bit deeper into the pose. So don't be afraid to use these props. Soften your head. And this is your time when we hold these seated poses, you can really give yourself a body scan and maybe really check in. Where are you tight? Where are you open? Can you guide your breath to those tight spots and maybe breathe in some space and exhale the tension? All right, let's prepare to rise. Firm belly, come all the way up. Nice. Let's bend the knees. Bring your hands behind. Point your fingers towards your hips. And just sort of shift the knees side to side a little bit. Loosen up there. All right. So now we're going to come into a reverse plank. Or you can make it a reverse tabletop. So reverse plank is a little more challenging. So you can decide. So if you want the tabletop, knees stay bent, feet hips width apart. If you want the plank, legs are long. Decisions, right? So fingers are pointing toward the hips. Bend back into your elbows. So you're leaning back, elbows are bent. Let's tuck the tailbone a little bit, right? So draw that in. Your belly's engaged. On your next exhale breath, push into your hands, straighten your arms and lift your hips. There you go, whether you're in tabletop or plank. All right, so now, if you feel comfortable and you don't have neck issues, you've created a little pillow at the back of your neck. You can actually drop the head back and rest it right in there, looking toward the back wall. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. So even if you press in and your butt doesn't come off the floor, that's fine. When you're pressing in and engaged, you're still strengthening those muscles. And one of these days, those hips might come off the floor. All right. So don't judge yourself. You just want to press in. You're working those muscles. You're building that strength. All right. Let's bend the knees. Reach out with your fingers. We're going to tip and roll down. So tip the pelvis, roll. Tip the pelvis, roll. Nice and controlled. Rolling down. Laying one vertebrae of the spine down at a time until you get to the floor and hug the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. All right, now from here, we're just going to drop the knees to the right. So if you need to plant the feet first, go for it. If you can drop them with them hugged in, you're going to get a little further up the spine. So take a twist here, arms wide. Take the gaze opposite the knees. Now return to center. Adjust your spine. So shift those hips off to the right a little bit. Feet stay planted or hug them in and then drop them to the left. All right, return back to center. So our final pose before our relaxation is going to be inverted action. So supported inverted action, simply place your prop, your block, underneath your sacrum, your low back. Arms rest alongside, and you're going to send your legs high. And just a little tuck of the chin. You can just hang out here. This feels really nice. If you want to try the full version of inverted action, you'll hold on behind your knees, rocking forward and back. And then you'll catch your hips in your hands. What I want you to pay attention to if you try this version is making sure you don't have any weight in your head or neck. All right, the weight should be in the back of the arms and the upper back and shoulders, not in the head or neck. Knees can stay bent here. So choose your version, supported or the full, and just hang out here, tuning into your breath. When you're ready to come out of this pose, you can lengthen your arms long and pull your knees in and roll down the spine. And those of you with the block underneath, just slide it out and we'll all open up into a full body symmetrical stretch. Press the soles of your feet in one direction, reach your fingers in the other. Feel that space between the vertebrae, and then press your low back into the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it all go. Soften and release. Move into your final relaxation pose. Shavasana, legs up the wall, maybe legs over the couch, maybe lay on the couch. You choose, right? It's your relaxation, but settle in. Take a few moments to wiggle yourself into your pose. Allow the muscles to begin to soften around the bones. Close your eyes. Begin to notice any movements or sensations in your body. Anything going on at this moment. Notice the subtle movements of your breath as you breathe in and breathe out. Notice the peace in this moment and relax in it. As you rest in the body and the breath, begin to call to mind strength. What does strength mean to you? What part of your body do you think about when you think about strength? There's no right or wrong answer. Just focus your breath and energy on the part of your body that you've chosen, and imagine yourself getting stronger and stronger in that area. Call to mind the idea of confidence. What area of the body comes up here? Breathe life and energy into that part of the body. Call to mind the idea of knowledge. What area of the body comes up when you think about knowledge? Focus your breath and energy on that part of your body. Think about love. Rest into the area that you've identified as love. Breathe life and energy into that part of your body. Now, finally, call to mind the idea of courage. What area of the body resonates for you? Focus breath and energy into that area. Sip in more courage. Define it. Let images and thoughts come up and observe them. Define how courage looks and feels to you. How do you feel when you feel courageous? Embrace this idea of courage in your body and in your mind. Know that courage is not the absence of fear, but your willingness to stand up to it. Your willingness to experience something new. Many concerns, worries, and fears are simply the same negative thoughts being recycled. We have the power to take our minds out of these grooves and into a space of stillness and comfort. So now for the next few moments, choose a scenario to imagine that involves a specific personal fear. One where you need to tap into your courage. When you think about this fear rationally, from a space of stillness, a space of comfort, you can possibly imagine yourself taking that next step. Rest in this thought from this space of stillness and comfort for a moment. Now, when you feel ready to return to your day, begin to do so slowly and gently, wiggling your fingers, your toes, maybe nodding the head and neck side to side. Then gently rub the palms of your hands together. Place your warmed hands over your eyes and open your eyes to the warmth and energy of your own hands. Slowly draw your hands down and let in the light of day. Take a moment to do what feels natural here, maybe a massage for the forehead, the temples. Maybe you want to open up to a stretch or hug your knees in. Whatever feels natural for you. Then finally, take a moment to just roll to the right side of your body. Take a fetal pose. And just give a moment to rest your heart. Feel the weight of your body, the weight of your mind, your thoughts melt away from your heart. And let your heart feel light. When you feel ready to return to your seat, rise slowly and carefully for just a moment of gratitude. A moment to thank your body for bringing you to this space, for moving you in and out of all the poses, for allowing you a moment of stillness. And then a moment to acknowledge the positive energy that each of us has brought into this virtual space today. And together we say, Namaste. Thank you.